The buildings speak for them, it's their legacy, as well as they speak for their creator. Like that, we have Anik Maity, our established chartered civil engineer yet professional valuation associate in real estate and urban infrastructure. Hello, sir. We welcome you from the side of Protrainy, which is on a mission to upskill the students. So, another episode through the lens of civil engineer, a talk show with professionals. Okay, so he is currently employed in CBRE, which is from the background of real estate, and he has an experience with already an institution of engineers with professional trademark as AMIE associate. Moreover, he has worked with Sandeep Kumar Dev and Associates Company with the position of Associate Valuer, and then he has also an experience with Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited as a graduate apprentice trainee engineer. He has number of internships done before joining these projects, and one of them are about RICS SBE, which looks after the critical review of hedonic pricing method in real estate valuation. Then in the company of Macintosh Burn Limited as a position in trainee engineer, as well as in another company, CE Testing Company Private Limited, where he worked with the road alignment and dealing with various parameters. We have a number of academic projects to reflect about him, which adds value to his knowledge and competence with others regarding redevelopment and product mix conceptualization in the nucleus of Kolkata. Then he has also worked in the Mumbai sector for a proposed use of five-star hotel. Then he has also reflected for a land parcel at Mewat, Haryana with the title of Analysis of Residential Real Estate in India and Effect of Unsold Inventory on the Price Level. So, let's begin. Sir, would you like to add something about yourself?
Yeah, I'll thank you for the very kind words. So I pursued my bachelor's in civil engineering from Indian Institute of Engineering Science and Technology, Shibpur, long back in the year 2015. Then I get to realize that on civil engineering, the domain is very much saturated. The core civil engineering domain, that is maybe designing, maybe site engineering,
Mm-hmm.
there is scope, but I wanted to explore some broader aspect of it.
Okay.
And uh, after that, I joined Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited as a graduate apprentice training. I learned a lot of things there, and then I tried to switch into real estate valuation domain because it's a greenfield in especially India, in US, UK, in Singapore, in Hong Kong. It's a very established field and very established field, but in India, it's a kind of greenfield domain. So I joined Sandeep Kumar Devan Associate. In the meantime, I have pursued my MSc in Real Estate Valuation from Annamalai University. And in the meantime, I realized that only technical knowledge is not prudent enough uh, in this domain. So I decided to pursue my MBA in real estate and urban infrastructure from RI School of Built Environment, Noida.
Wow.
So currently I'm employed in CBRE, as already have talked about. So I'm into real estate valuation domain, and I'm working as an associate, the real estate valuation.
Wow, we have a lot of research to do on this field because you give us an extraordinary field to talk about. So, this impresses the whole point like how you started with civil engineering. There must be some interesting background, right?
Yeah, there in background, it's long back in 2011. I have secured in the West Bengal Joint Entrance Examination a rank of 1009, and also in medical, I have secured a rank of 2091. Then I thought, why not to civil engineering? I was a little bit lagging in like computer kind of softwares and all that. I didn't have much knowledge about it, frankly speaking. So I thought of pursuing civil engineering.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I had a keen interest in mechanics and all. So I thought of selecting civil engineering as my career pathway.
Okay. So then, how did you end up with real estate? Like, that's a fabulous aspect we saw in your field.
Yeah, as I mentioned that after passing out from my bachelor's degree, so I explored the market. What is the opportunity? There is opportunities we can opt for government services, government job, PWD engineering is there, railway services is there. I have also prepared for engineering service examinations, and for pursuing masters, I also prepared for GATE. The
Wow.
thing is that I realized that the core civil engineering field is very much saturated, very much saturated, and there is a very limited scope. You have to work as a design engineer, as a site engineer, and the growth aspect is very much limited. So after a lot of research, lot of market research, talking to lots of numerous kind of partners, the basically I had a prior advantage that in my bachelor's degree, I can talk my guru. He was in the valuation domain, so he was teaching us real estate valuation. So I had a prior very basic knowledge what is real estate valuation and how to do about it, how to go about it, and what is the basically the thing. So I had a inquisitiveness about that, and then I just mm, gave him a call and arranged a meeting, and then I thought that this is the thing I was looking for, and I switched into real estate valuation domain.
Okay. Wasn't it totally new out of the blue? Like, everyone is looking for some
Yeah,
construction project.
yeah, it is kind of new. It was also a new, and there's a lot of adversities in while I started my career as a associate real estate valuer. But over a period of time, when I read lot of journals, lot of books, and tried to understand what is the thing is all about, and tried to develop my competencies, then I gradually fall into love with the subject, and then only started loving the subjects, tried to explore which should be my pathway and all. And then over a period of time, I have realized that my growth is being stuck here. So I should pursue some techno managerial, I should develop some techno managerial competencies. And because of that only, I have decided to join the MBA course. Especially, I wanted to be in real estate domain because there are MBA in numerous courses in finance, in marketing, business analytics. But I wanted to be, my focus was very much limited to real estate domain. So I joined RIC School of Built Environment, Noida, for pursuing MBA in real estate and urban infrastructure.
Wow. That was a whole lot of knowledge we saw right now. Okay. So, like, do you have some particular specialization like that while that will definitely inspire people to look forward to?
Yeah, I am currently my goal, all my future goals, all are being focused into real estate valuation. Basically, I'll do a very brief about that. The budding civil engineers basically they don't have much about the bigger aspects where they can uh, develop their competencies and all their they face a lot of challenges. They only think that I have to be in design segment, and there is a very limited scope to learn in the civil engineering design, and gradually they end up with as a site engineer. And after site engineering, after a numerous number of working into it, their growth is very much limited. They are frustrated, but there are bigger aspects also,
Hmm.
like real estate. Real estate, we have construction project managerial role, we have real estate valuation role, we have business development role, we have sales profile, we have real estate financing role, we have uh, quantity surveying role. So there are lots of opportunities, but we have to explore and seek proper guidance from the industry professionals who are working into that domain. And the main funda is networking. In civil engineering is networking. You have to talk to a lot of your seniors, you have to talk to senior professionals into that area, and then you will get a very brief what are my opportunities in my coming future, so you can act accordingly and prepare yourself and develop your competences in that area.
Wow. Okay, so we have 10 different aspects in the same field again. Nice. Okay. Like, have you encountered any risk factors within this pandemic? Like, it might have affected like the site managers or the site workers in some way.
Yeah, there is lot of challenges because the civil engineering is all about site visit, site works and all. Due to pandemic situation, many projects have delayed. So when a project gets delayed, then there are various risks associated with it. It also keeps up piling up, right? So, and the project financing, we have to first decide the overall cost of my project, and when it gets delayed, so uh, the expenditure also keeps on piling up. And in pandemic situation, a lot of workers have a challenge and they get back to their original hometown and etc. So there are lots of risk in pandemic, but especially in our domain in real estate valuation, we have tried some alternative measures, like we have tried for virtual site visits and all. We are doing work from home. So when I'll say that while there is a will, there is a way. So we have to find it out, and we have to develop that zeal. What should be the alternative? The pandemic situation is there; we can't change it, right? But we have to find some alternative measures. So that will be my suggestion.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very big opportunity for us, even if we are just sitting at home. Cool. So, like, do you believe like there is some certain parameters we can define a trained civil engineer and an untrained civil engineer?
Yeah, basically there is lots of parameters between a trained and untrained civil engineer, because while we are studying, we have passed out from engineering colleges, uh, but there is a gap between what industry is seeking and
Mm-hmm.
how people are getting trained in their engineering colleges.
Mm-hmm.
So we have our system. Uh, I can say that it is not focusing on how the industry is seeking and how the university is producing. There is a gap. We have to bridge that gap, but
Mm-hmm.
we have to work on our own. How we have to develop our skill set. We have to seek guidance from our seniors, that what are the aspects, how we are learning in our universities, and what we will be doing in our industry. So where there is a, so it comes by talking to your major seniors, your industry professionals. So we have to seek guidance accordingly and work up.
Okay, so do you encourage internships after the college life?
Yeah, I'll highly encourage a number of, you have to go to number of internships so that you can get a flavor of real civil engineering field.
Okay.
So you can't learn engineering from sitting at home, and only bookish knowledge is not enough. Yes, the fundamental concept has to be clear. That has to be derived from books. But the larger aspect, you will not be building bridges, you will not be building buildings by sitting idle at the home. So you have to explore the field, you have to explore the market, you have to go to the construction sites. Then you can develop the knowledge how the thing is really being done, how the reinforcement is being done, how the slab is being casted, how the staircase is being designed, and challenges a civil engineer, site engineer, project manager faces. So you have to talk to them, you have to do a number of site visits, and then accordingly, uh, you'll be gaining some knowledge how to do that, right?
Okay. There is a common concept among engineers, like employed unemployability is there still in India. So, would you encourage that people should work towards professional degrees with professional guidance, with professional exposure, and then get to the clear amount of knowledge regarding each and every aspect?
Yeah, unemployment you are talking, yes, there is unemployment. Industry will not employ you if you don't have the competencies that industry is seeking. As simple as that. In any domain, in any industry, if you don't have the required competencies that industry is seeking, then you can't be employed. So we can't directly blame that our legislation is the responsible for it, but maybe, but you have to work, as I have already said, you have to work to your seniors, you have to work to industry professionals, you have to do number of internships so that you can be industry ready, right? So if you have, there is numerous kinds of jobs available in the market, but you have to grab it. And how can you grab it? By developing all the necessary competence that industry is seeking. Then no one can stop you anywhere.
Okay. So, we are literally impressed by your academic projects. Will you like to throw a bit light about one of your research papers? Like, as we know, it's all about conceptualizing the product mix, developing construction phasing, and the second one is analysis of residential real estate in India, and then study of the trends in residential property. Like how much knowledge we are getting out of such research projects.
Uh, Actually, there is two aspect while we are working in the industry also. We have to study every day. We have to study lots of reports published by various industry veterans, by various international property consultants. So we have to go through the reports and try to understand how the market sentiment is working, what is the consumer behavior, and how the industry is really working, how the industry, what is the phase of real estate cycle right now. So by reading all those kinds of reports, various kind of journal,
Mm,
then you get some idea that these are the loopholes, or these are the kind of I can see the area where I can try to figure it out whether uh, I can give you a small example, right? In function, we understand y as a function of x. So there is independent and dependent variable.
mm,
So then we try to figure out, okay, so these are the parameters I have figure it out. So whether on the pricing, these are the parameters does have any effect. So being inquisitive than that we have to work accordingly, and then you can produce a very good kind of research papers, and you can publish it in the maybe domestic journals, maybe international journals.
mhm,
So I have undergone and I have done lots of projects like I have published my project of ethnic pricing method in real estate valuation, the critical review of it. So I have published it in the Institute of Valuers Journal.
mhm,
So thing is that when you'll be diving into the field of either civil engineering or real estate, anywhere. So when you will love it, then surely you'll figure it out what should be, what you want to do, and there will be outcome of various research projects and all. And in my BTech also, my final year project was application of nanomaterial in concrete.
mhm,
So I am very bit, I'm very like of not very traditional kind of thing I put up. I generally focus on thoda kind of little bit what is not available in the market. So I basically focus on that. It's my personal choice.
new perspective.
So yes, my perspective. So yeah.
One last question, which I want you to focus on, is what are the risk management, project handling, and designing supervising areas which a civil engineer should be careful about? Right? There can be so many other factors that affects regarding the whole projects. Like how do they matter so much?
Yeah, mm, all these aspects matters a lot because while undertaking any project, we do various kind of due diligence. It may be, we call it, sometimes we call it feasibility analysis, sometimes in some kind of projects we call it detailed project report. But the main funda is, while we are undertaking a project,
Mm-hmm.
give a very small example. When you try to decide to purchase a mobile phone,
Mm-hmm.
so what you do, you first uh, figure it out what is your budget, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to the what kind of features you are seeking, and then
Mm-hmm.
accordingly you try to figure it out. So these are my products that is within my budget, and these are the kind of features they are offering, right? So similarly in real estate project also, we first, we have some kind of maybe land parcel and want to develop some kind of project, but will it be a residential kind of project, will it be a commercial or industrial? Then we have to do a feasibility analysis, technical feasibility analysis, we have to do financial feasibility analysis, we have to measure all kinds of risk associated with it, what will be, and project manager will be doing how the how the project will be delivered and all, and every aspect quantities are being doing the, will do the estimate of what will be the amount of steel, cement, sand, all will be requiring. So all the aspects we have to be very clear in your mind. So a project life cycle, it's called a project life cycle. So we have to understand very well what is the project life cycle and where is our scope of work. As a civil engineer, the scope of work is delivering a project, construction. As a project manager will cater on the project managerial side. A quantity serving doing the quantity portion. A real estate guy will do the feasibility analysis and financing portion. So these are the major in broad aspect I have need to understand.
So these are different aspects, and we need to give importance to all of those departments, right? Because at the end, we just can't rely on like one leader to handle all these fields at the same time. Because one
Right.
project relies with all these aspects. Mm. So, one last advice you want to give to our aspiring civil engineers?
Yeah, I'll share only one thing, that try to make connections with lots of your seniors, with lots of industry professionals, seek guidance, try to develop the required competencies, and don't be hopeless. Work accordingly, and the future is very bright for you.
Wow, that has been an amazing interview. You have inspired a lot of people right now. And with your words, I wish that they fulfill and they tread on your path as similar to yours journey. Thank you, sir. A lot of your patience and words has helped us with your extraordinary journey till now. Thank you a lot.
Thank you very much.